might be looking at you.
3, 2.
Hello, ladies. My name is Jose Ramirez, and today I want to play a quick game with you. Let's play a game. Are you ready? Feel free to just call it out. And this is a game that I've come up with called Name That Logo. I'm going to show you a snippet of the logo, and if you are able to identify it right away, just call it out. You ready?
Ready.
Right.
Nike.
Nike.
Sorry.
Starbucks.
All right, you guys are really good. Sorry this is taking so long. Now, to win the game, if you win this game, if you can answer the next question, you get 50 bucks. You ready? Who designed and created this iconic logos? Yeah, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll give you 2 names. Carolyn Davidson. Carolyn Davidson is the creator of the Nike logo. In 1971, Carolyn Davidson, while she was a graphic design student at Portland State University, she created this logo for one of her mentors. She was paid $35 for the Nike logo. $35 back in 1971 was like $50. To a college student, to an art student, $50 goes a long way. The second logo that we saw was the Starbucks logo. That was designed by Terry Heckler of Heckler & Associates. Terry Heckler started his own design firm called Pier 66. In 1971, his design firm was hired to name and create the logo for Starbucks. Interesting fact, the owners of Starbucks originally wanted to call it Starbuckos, after the name of a ship from the story The Iliad. A graphic designer of Terry Heckler, as a designer and someone who knows how to market, said, that's silly, no one's gonna call it Starbuckos, they're gonna call it Starbucks. So they went with his name, and they, very successful. Now these 2 iconic logos, Nike logo was designed by a freelance graphic designer. A freelance graphic designer is someone who just works for themselves. They are their accounting department, they are their own marketing department, they do everything for themselves. They're considered a freelance graphic designer. The Starbucks logo was designed by an established design firm. Terry Heckler had years of experience under his belt when he came up with Starbucks. So I want to talk to you about freelance and design firms. The choice is yours. I want to persuade you today to consider using graphic designers or a design firm when you need design services. So let me talk a little bit about my background. I've worked as a freelance graphic designer now for 9 years now. I have extensive knowledge of all print and packaging material. I currently own a freelance business called VerseWorks. So my specific purpose for you today is that I want to talk about how graphic designers play a significant role in our modern world, and to encourage you to hire either a freelance graphic designer for your design needs or a design firm. So these are some current ongoing projects for a company called Purist. They're organic soap. I created the logo and their package design. So I'm giving you little examples of what I do, but also what is freelance. Freelance graphic designers are defined as creative, talented individuals who offer budget-conscious design work for individuals and small organizations. A freelance designer is known to work with or without a contract. Sometimes you want someone to do something for you. You have an idea in your mind, you need someone to bring it to life. That's where a graphic designer comes in. A freelance designer does his or her own marketing and advertising. You might see business cards, flyers around. But what makes a design firm? Design firms are made of 4 important dynamics. You have the owner, who's the senior art director, like Terry Heckler was in this case, who has great taste for art, design, fashion, and is up to date with his trends. He has business developers, gains new clients, maintains and develops new contracts, services clients, and oversees projects, maintains social medias, outlets with up-to-date information. He also has designers and developers, play this role, and they get to design, create logos, all print media as well as web, and they're responsible for bringing client ideas to life. And a lot of this information and bio was found on Wikipedia for Terry Heckler as well as Carolyn Davidson. So why is this relevant? Graphic design plays a major role in business identity. It's marketing visuals. The logo and your design that they create will directly affect their profits. You might not know this, but the Dos Equis man, the most interesting man, the reason they went with that marketing campaign is because Dos Equis sales were down. So they said, let's come up with a very catchy and trendy person who can represent our brand. So they brought this man in, they had a tagline for him, and guess what? Dos Equis sales went up because they were struggling. So it plays a major role of how you market your visuals. So how do I choose which one to work with? Research. Research if you're sure, if your choice offers printing options. Most freelance graphic designers don't do their own printing, but they get great prices from local printers because they're considered a reseller or a vendor. Do they offer marketing and advertising options? Will they market your product on their outlets? Will they take over your Instagram to promote your product? Ask to view their portfolio if they have experience in working with a specific project. Ask what their turnaround time is from conception to completion. What should I expect when working with freelancer design firms? You should expect a more creative and personalized approach to the project. Free consultations. They'll work with most any budgets, low overhead. Sometimes you have to pay for all the bells and whistles. Eclectic portfolio projects demands increase their skill level in design and printing. Freelancers love to be challenged. If you give them a challenge, they're gonna try to knock it out the park for you. The turnaround time, it's a gamble. Only one employee for several clients. So be clear of your expectations. So when you hire a graphic designer, tell them, I need this in a week, can you meet my demands? And they'll try their best to do it. What should I expect? What you continue to expect is a creative approach along with corporate knowledge of how a design will translate to the general public. These are when you're dealing with design firms. You might get a free consultations, will not work with all budgets. Sometimes people tell you, I charge $3,000, that's my fee. If that doesn't sound good to you, then I cannot work with you. And that's what you should expect. They charge per hour. Many have overhead costs, rent, materials. They do have an eclectic portfolio as well, and they may offer full package branding. Sometimes you may have a budget of $200. Like, hey, I want to design these really personalized invitations for this event. I need a graphic designer. Turnaround time is set by contract and they'll meet their deadline at all costs. That's what you should expect from design firms. In conclusions, I want you to understand that designers are like builders. They are architects building a house for you. Some specialize in building homes, others build buildings, right? You have commercial properties, you have residential properties. The major issue will always be cost. Your budget will determine your choices. Choose wisely who you will work with. It will determine if your house will last or if it will fall over time. In conclusion, and I got this information from HecklerandAssociates.com as well as Wikipedia for Carolyn Davidson. She received an undisclosed amount from Nike and Nike stock in 1983, 3 years after the company went public. The owner of Nike said, you know, if it wasn't for your idea of this swoosh logo, of these fonts for Nike, we wouldn't be where we are today. Nike's a $1 billion business. So in 1983, she got an undisclosed amount. She got Nike stock. She got a diamond bracelet, I believe, and she's doing very well. She's retired and she's living off Nike stock. Terry Heckler and Associates continue to build brands, and they've expanded their staff. They're also responsible for naming and creating, and basically one of the founders of Panera Bread. So Terry Heckler knows how to build businesses. So these are just two examples of a freelance graphic designer and a design firm, and they both created iconic logos. So at times, yes, it's your budget, but I want to persuade you and I want you to make a conscious decision to say, I'm gonna hire someone who's gonna meet my vision, but also create something that's gonna last. I thank you for your time.